Hey guys, Cajun Resell here, back at you with another Thrift With Me video. Let's get started with 4 or 5 thrift stores that we're going to today. Here is thrift store number 1. Pick up some plush, Kane's plush, Luna Lovegood, I think that's who it is, and then 2 Angry Birds. But the best item is this little guy right here, Shredder. This is Shredder from Chef Boyardee. It was a mail-in program. I'll discuss the value of it in the summary, but it's a vintage action figure toy. Literally, as I'm trying to search to show y'all, it was at the bottom of this plush bin. So sometimes it pays off to search the bottom of the plush bin. I'll talk about it in the summary, but it's worth a decent amount of money, and I got it for free. Moving on to the rest of the store, the toys are always right here on the wall. Usually there's not much here. I don't know if they get many donated or they just sell out right away. Survivor, there we go, the best show on TV. It used to be, at least. I almost bought that, but I'm pretty sure my mom has it and we've never played it. Not really sure how you'd play Survivor in terms of a board game, but they always have a holiday section back here with all the different holidays. Christmas and Halloween, Thanksgiving, all the different ones. Those are ornaments. Decided to pass on those. There's another Angry Bird here that I think I pass on. I think I'm going to show him in a second, maybe. Yeah, there he is. I think I pass on him. He's not anything special. It's just a red bird. So I got the Star Wars ones because they were different. Probably should have allotted them together. I can't remember if I did or not. Here's some more stuff at this store. More of home goods and cooking supplies and other random stuff like that. On this day, I decided to pass on all that stuff that I saw there. Usually, I don't really find much here. The prices are actually pretty good here. So if you are in the area and you want to stop by, to me, these are some of the best prices in Baton Rouge area in terms of hard goods and other stuff like that. I've gotten some stuff here before that was decent clothing as well. The shoes are decently priced. So is the clothing, actually. I think I got a St. John's Bay jacket I'll discuss in the summary here, or in the last clip of this video. I decided to pass on that. Couldn't find any info on it. I think it was just a custom made thing. And maybe it was worth it. I don't know for sure. Let me know if it was. And the shoes are right here. I don't think I pick up any shoes on this day, but I do look at them. I look for certain brands. I do find a pair of shoes actually in the last clip from this store as well. So stick around for that to see what I found and what they're worth. This first thrift store is Starring Lane, St. Vincent de Paul. Now, this day, I find a decent amount of plush. Their plush there are decently priced if you are in the area. It's one of the few that actually have decently priced plush. This one and Purple Cow on Jones Creek. Yeah, Jones Creek are the ones that actually have decent plush right now. Prices. Even Goodwill really doesn't put many plush out anymore. I'm not sure if they're doing backdoor deals with people to buy, because plush usually do sit for a while, so I understand why they might do that. I need to probably ask at some of the Goodwills what they do with their stuffed animals. Anyways, at this thrift store, I was happening to look at the bottom of the plush bin. Sometimes, you're like, the stuff that's down there has been there forever. So I think this was after coming back from one of my vacations. This is a little bit older video. But anyways, that item I showed y'all there, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder, is a specific edition for a mail-in order. I don't remember what company it was exactly. I'll throw the screenshot up here of the ones that have potentially sold. Mine's listed for around $400 or $500. Yeah, for one little figure. It's probably going to sell for more like $300, but still, that's an amazing find. I had no idea until I've never found good Ninja Turtle stuff. Everything I find is just either vintage and not worth much, or modern and really not worth much. So Ninja Turtles, if you can find a bunch of them, they are worth it. But if you find like one or two individual figures, you see 1991 on there, like, oh, that's going to be good. It's vintage. Doesn't necessarily mean it's good. But this one was, obviously. It's Shredder from a mail-in order. Just happened to be at the bottom of the bin. And guess what? I got it for free. The lady, I took it up to the register. I guess it was probably in a toy bag at some point and it somehow fell out, or I don't know how it got there at the bottom of the plush bin. But yeah, I got it for free. So free into $300 is not bad. Also got all those plush I saw as well. I don't think any of them have actually sold yet. The Stormtrooper might have for like 10 or 15, but it's probably so long ago it's not even in my history anymore. Angry Birds plush, what you want to look for is the pumpkins that have seasons. So, or not the pumpkin, the pigs that have seasons. So if it's a pig that has a pumpkin on it, or a pig that has Cupid, or a pig that has Santa hat, those are worth the most money probably out of the Angry Birds plushies that you can find. So yeah, look for those for sure. As you saw, also that Survivor game, the best show on TV in my opinion, or it used to be the best show on TV. It's kind of not. It's not as great anymore, but I'm just rambling now. So let's go to the next thrift store. That was a good pickup, obviously. Once that thing sells, I mean, for free, you can't pass that up. Let's go to the next one. Here is the next thrift store. This is, I think this is also Goodwill again. Yeah, this is the Goodwill. This is a Goodwill that I rarely go to. I'll talk about it in the summary. Find those plushies right there. They're called Crew. That's what the thing said on this tag. Really wasn't sure what they were worth, but based on what I looked up, I decided to pay $5 each for those. I don't know if that was a great idea, but I have sold 2 of them so far. I think I found 4 or 5. They did have a decent amount of plush here, but they were all overpriced in my opinion. They had a bunch of squishmallow, which really aren't worth that much anymore. If you find squishmallow at a thrift store, if you're paying, more than $1 or 2, I wouldn't be picking them up. And even then, still look them up to make sure they actually have a decent sell-through rate, or sell for something at least, because the market on those has gone down just like the market on Funko Pops has gone down. So for whatever reason, those just aren't as popular. I think in my opinion they mass produced them. Here is the retail section of Goodwill on the right there. That was all stuff that Goodwill is basically pumping in from other places that's not donated goods, and they're just selling it at their store. So I don't know why they do that. I guess people must buy that stuff enough to make it worth it to them to put random junk that's not even really, donations in there. But as long as they're making money, I guess that's all that matters to them. This is the new cart where new stuff goes. Had some plush here, and again, I think it was pretty overpriced, so I did pass on it. But this Goodwill set up a little bit differently. All the hard good stuff is on these shelves in the middle, and the clothing's all at the front of the store. This is Hammond, Louisiana, if you're ever in the area. It's a decent store. I found some Department 56 here before that sold for some really good money. But yeah, that's showing y'all some more of the stuff here. Home goods and other glassware. Usually glassware, unless it's something really unique like Fenton or some other, really pretty piece of glass, I'm going to pass. But here's a summary of what I found. So this is one out of my normal area. This was the Goodwill in Hammond, Louisiana. Happened to stop here on my way home from the 127 sale and hanging out with KJ in Pittsburgh. So this was August, and we're in November now. That's how long ago I filmed this. These little plushies were Crew District. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but I think I've sold 2 or 3 of them so far. I'll throw them up here if I still have them in my history. I know I just sold one recently, the Santa hat. It only sold for like $19 or $20. It probably wasn't worth picking them up. I probably should have just lotted them together and sold them like that. But, I think I paid, like I said, 4 or 5. It sold for 20. That's a decent return, but probably a little bit more than I want to spend on plush. That one was the one that had plush individually priced. So, yeah, that's all I found there was those 4 or 5. I probably spent 20 or 30, and I'll make around 100. So, that's a decent find at thrift stores. Because considering sometimes I don't find anything, that was a decent find. Let's go to the next one. Here we are at Goodwill again. I think this is the one on Burbank. They had a broken item there for some reason. I don't know why they're selling that. This American Girl doll convertible and the river from Great Wolf Lodge, I think. That was a really cool piece as well. I don't know why I didn't look more at it, but I picked up those 2 items, and I'm going to continue to show y'all more stuff at this store. That's always a new cart where stuff is. That's how the Goodwills in my area do it, at least. They always put it on the cart. That's usually where I go look first when I get there. And then I'm just looking at other random stuff that they have. They have gas cans. Hopefully they don't have anything in them. I need to get rid of some of my gas cans. Maybe I'll just donate them to Goodwill with gas in them, because I don't really know what to do without gas in them. Just saving up for a hazmat day, I guess. Or I can try and sell it at my garage sale. But yeah, all the hard goods stuff is back here. Like I've said in the past, hard goods is my thing. This last clip, or the last clip of this video, will actually have some clothing in it. So if you like clothing, stick around for that. I asked for your advice on one thing that I found. Haven't listed it yet, but that's because I found it like 2 or 3 days ago. But sometimes the CD cases are worth it if you find the right brand. Decided I'm passing those for this day. I think they were asking too much for them. I've actually sold them on Amazon as well in the past, but Amazon's been really slow for me lately. I haven't been sourcing for Amazon. It's just harder to source now for whatever reason. Like Funko aren't worth anything, Squishmallow aren't worth anything. That's a lot what I was selling on there, and they've just gone down in price, or they've restricted it because Amazon's ridiculous about that and making it really hard. Here's a summary of what's sold so far. So at this thrift store, I find 2 items. Item that I'm always going to pick up if it's cheap enough is an American Girl doll convertible. Now, I don't want to ship that thing, but I actually just sold that at the consignment sale that I sell stuff at for $50. Now, I only get 65% of that, so if you're doing the math, 75% of 50 is like, my math's going to fail me. 75% of 40 is 30, so 75% of 50 is like 33, probably 35, somewhere in that range of 50, maybe a little bit more. I don't know. I can't do math in my head like that on the fly, especially if it's 50 divided by 4. Anyways, I still made some money on that. I paid $5 for it. Probably made around $25 to $30 on that. So mine was the highest priced one at the consignment sale. All the other ones sold first, and then mine still sold. So I was worried at one point. I was like, mine's listed at 50. it's going to go to half price day. It'll definitely sell for 25, but hopefully it sells before it gets to half price day, and it did. So $50 for that. The other one was River, which I think might have been Greater Wolf Law, whatever that thing is called, exclusive to that. I thought it was worth more, probably worth around 15 to 20, but I think I paid 3 or 4 for it, so still a decent return there. But the American Girl doll convertible was the best find at that one. So yeah, decent find there. I mean, shipping on eBay, it probably would have sold for like 60 to 70, and you know, with the fees on eBay, it's probably about 35% of fees anyways on eBay, the way they charge now. I feel like lately on eBay I've been really slow, if y'all noticed that. So I don't know if I need to promote, which then takes away more percentage from me if I sell it, which I don't want to do because I think promotions is just stupid. But a lot of stuff I've listed recently has zero views on eBay, and Mercari's got like 10 or 15 views, so I don't know what eBay's doing recently. It's not working out for me very well, but let's go to the next thrift store. Keep it positive. Another thrift store. This is Goodwill again, I believe. No, this is St. Paul, I think. This was a St. Bernard. Picked him up, and then this box of toys. I'll go through it in a second, but y'all see anything there? It looks great. I see 1 or 2 little human figures that look pretty good. There's a total of 4 in there. I'll unbox them in a second. And this is the toy section at the one in Gonzales, St. Vincent de Paul. They had a bunch of toys. I debated picking up that horse, but it was huge. It wouldn't be fun to ship, and it really wasn't worth much. That snake right there, he looked familiar. I'm not sure what show he's from, but he didn't have any tags, so I think it was probably just a knockoff. This is all the stuff that people didn't want from the Ray Alana sale that I helped consign at and worked at. It has the tag still on there, so this is all stuff that people overpriced there. Hopefully, I think St. Vincent de Paul did a good job of, you know, undercutting the prices, but the other store that I go to sometimes had it priced way too high. Had the stuff priced at what it was priced at Ray Alana. So, yeah, that stuff's probably never going to sell. Looking at the clothing, I decided to pass on all of them. I think this was the new stuff. That's what I like about some stores that put out new stuff there. If they put out the new stuff and just put it on the racks immediately, I'm not going to take the time to go find that stuff. But if they put it on the rack like that, and I know it hadn't been looked at by too many people, that's usually the clothing that I look at. Although at the other St. Vincent de Paul, I actually do find 1 or 2 items that I'm going to show you in a second that were worth some pretty good money. I've been teasing that all video, trying to get you to stick around. But yeah, this is all like random stuff. Here's the summary. One thing I've been picking up more recently is these Elf on the Shelf pets. I sold the little wolf, the Arctic fox, for like $10 plus shipping. This St. Bernard should be worth more because it also has its outfit. Without the outfit, it sells for around 15 to 20. With the outfit, it probably sells for around 25 to 30. I just picked this up like a day or 2 ago, so obviously it probably hasn't sold yet. The other thing I picked up was that bin of toys for $3. The reason I picked it up, let's just go through the toys real quickly. Peach, this is like a McDonald's toy, not worth much, if anything. This crab, I don't know what it's from, but it's probably another McDonald's toy. A squirrel with no eyes, almost looks like Sandy Squirrel. Picked it up because of these right here. My Loving Family. This stuff can be worth some decent money. This one does have a little bit of wear on it, but I think I had a couple that were from there. This one as well, I think, is My Loving Family. He's by Fisher Price, maybe. There's a Minion. He's supposed to do something, but it doesn't look like he's working. He has a little switch in the back. That's all McDonald's toys. I think this is another My Loving Family. So I'm just showing y'all what was in this bin of toys. A jump rope, which I don't think it's a real jump rope because it's very small. Some random sunglasses. Fidgets. A little fidget unicorn thing. Another My Loving Family figure, I think. That's what all these are from. Correct me if I'm wrong, and I'll see that once I actually list them. So, well, this video is going to come out before then. This girl right here, I don't know what she is or what she does. But these will probably, all this extra stuff's just going to go in the garage sale for like 25 cents for each item or something like that. A little toy here, teacup. You and Me, baby bear bottle, I guess. A little unicorn with no eyes. So that goes with the squirrel. It has to do with something, I guess. You and Me, another You and Me. And My Little Pony figure, which I guess I can keep that out and lot it together with other ones. And then we got random toys in here. Anna, right there. This is, I don't know what those are called. Something. A headless somebody right there. Off with her head and her shoe. Olaf. And nothing else really. There's an egg with nothing in it. So that's what's in that bin. Like I said, the big thing, the reason I spent $3 was these Loving Family. I don't know what they're worth. Probably around hopefully around 20, at least $20 for these 4. We'll see though. That's it for that clip though. Let's go to the next one. Here's the clip I've been talking about the whole video. St. John's Bay vintage, I think vintage leather jacket. I believe it's vintage. Let me know what you think about it. I'll talk about it in the summary as well, but I paid $9 for it, which is a little more than I want to. I was adjusting there to put it on, get under my arm so I could keep going. I don't always use a cart. Allen Edmonds shoes for $6. I'll take those any day. The Merrell sandals really weren't worth much when I looked them up. So they were only $5, so maybe I should have picked them up. But to me, Merrell isn't that great of a brand anymore. At least the ones I find aren't. I'm sure there still are some that are worth some good money, but usually shoes, I just have so many shoes lately and I haven't been able to sell them. I just don't think I'm very good at pricing them or keeping up with the prices as they adjust. Hopefully those Allen Edmonds will sell. Every once in a while I'll sell shoes, but overall, shoes aren't exactly my favorite thing to sell. I just have so many of them and they take forever to sell. DVDs as well, unless I can find box seasons. There's a bunch of records there that, maybe are worth money, but I have no knowledge on records. The only ones I ever sell are ones I get out of storage units, so I'm not going to spend, how much they were asking for each one. That looked interesting as well. Wasn't worth it when I looked it up. It's just a bookend. It's only one. If I had both of them for $2, probably would have picked them up, but bookends, usually people want both. The hats, I never actually found a good hat here. Hopefully I'm speaking that into or out of existence and I find a hat the next time I go, but hats are never easy to find here. For some reason they just are hard to find, and that's why I pass on them. But yeah, here's a summary of what I found. So this last thrift store I picked up some decent items. This is back at St. Vincent de Paul. I think this might be actually the one in Gonzales, or I don't know which one it was, Starring maybe. One of the two. It was at St. Vincent de Paul though, I know that much. But I picked up 2 items. This is also a couple days ago, so none of these items have sold yet. The Allen Edmonds shoes, if you can pick up Allen Edmonds, that's a great brand of shoes to pick up. They still sell for decent money, even now. Like a couple years ago, they used to sell for decent money. Luckily, they still sell for decent money. I don't think I've actually listed them yet. Or no, I might have listed them, I'm not sure. The other one I did not list. The St. John's Bay leather jacket was 3XLT, which is a very big size, so hopefully that brings in some extra money. It was leather. It looks vintage to me. I'm not that great of a, like usually St. John's, you think Walmart now, but I believe that was an older, I've heard other clothing sellers on here sell it for pretty good money in the past, so that's why I picked it up. Haven't listed it yet, but I'm hoping it brings at least, close to 100, maybe a little bit less than 100, but close to $100. Let me know if you're a clothing expert and more than likely no one that's clothing expert is going to make it this far in the video, but hopefully somebody will. I might post it on like Instagram as well and see if anybody has any ideas about it, because that's a good way to get information out of people as well, is post it on Instagram where they're more likely to see it. So that's it for this video. Thank you for coming along with Thrift with me. Next week will probably be a garage sale or a Thrift with me, one of the two. And I'm going to try and buy some storage units next week, so hopefully I'll get a storage unit video. The last storage unit I didn't put out a video on it because it had a mattress in it, and I was just frustrated with myself for buying one with a mattress and having to pay, a little bit extra to get it. Now I was able to get a van. I think I told y'all the story in the past. A van from Home Depot, cargo van, and it barely fit in there. So me and my dad had to scrunch it in there. It's still in the garage right now. Keep trying to put it out, but every Wednesday it rains, and Thursday is the bulk trash pickup day, and I don't want it to be soaking wet and impossible for them to pick up or impossible for me to move back into the garage. So that's it. Don't forget to leave a like, comment your favorite item. Mine is going to be Shredder, the Ninja Turtles guy, because he's worth a decent amount of money. And subscribe if not subscribed. Thanks for watching.